Now on CoastTV News.
A huge day at the Republican National Convention, the unprecedented activity.
First responders battle life-threatening temperatures, what they do to cool down coming up.
Beat the heat, how cooling centers are helping neighbors stay safe.
And we have heat warnings in effect in our area to go along with concerns for air quality going bad as well. I'll have a full report on both coming right up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
The Republican National Convention now in session, days after Donald Trump survives an assassination attack. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with new reaction, an investigation into the attack against Donald Trump, and a legal win as well. This year's Republican National Convention, it's going to have the entire nation's attention. That after the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump. And this just in, Trump has now announced his pick for vice president. Alice Barr has it all from Milwaukee.
A Republican National Convention like no other, kicking off under the shadow of the attempted assassination of former President Trump and the spotlight of the political world.
All of its 40 votes for President Donald J. Trump.
The roll call of states officially naming Donald J. Trump as the Republican nominee for president. And in a highly anticipated move, announcing his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio. The celebratory traditions in Milwaukee coming just 2 days after the raw horror of a nationally witnessed assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. Supporters sending prayers from Milwaukee.
It may have made us more resolved.
Energized Republicans further buoyed by a federal judge in Florida dismissing the classified documents case against the former president. The Trump-appointed judge not ruling on the merits of the case, but citing technical grounds in how special counsel Jack Smith was appointed. The Justice Department is expected to appeal while it's focused now on the attempted assassination. The FBI today searching the home of the 20-year-old shooter, looking for clues to his motive and investigating how he was able to climb onto a roof 150 yards from former President Trump and fire multiple shots hitting him in the ear. Jason Isha was there.
Thousands of people started running, sprinting, screaming, crying.
He and his wife now hoping heated political rhetoric will tone down.
We want to see it on our side too. We want to see it on everybody's side.
In an Oval Office address, President Biden called on Americans to reject political violence and unite, a message former President Trump is expected to drive home during this week's convention. In Milwaukee, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Former President Trump is set to formally accept his nomination at the RNC on Thursday, and he is reportedly rewriting that speech to focus more on a message of unity. This brings us right into our CoastTV poll. We want to know what should be the top priority for rally security.
Let's take a look at the results so far. If you look at your screen here, you can see 52% say rooftop surveillance, 20% say enhanced screening, 16% say more checkpoints, 12% say increased staff. I think over the weekend, we can say, Charlie, we've seen people chiming in on all of those options, saying
on
more
every
should
one
be done.
of them, just more overall. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. Tonight, Lester Holt will sit down with President Joe Biden in an exclusive one-on-one interview. Watch a preview of it on NBC Nightly News, and then that full unedited interview will be prime time right here at 9 p.m. on Coast TV.
And after that, NBC News will feature comprehensive Decision 2024 coverage and on-the-ground reporting from Milwaukee's Forum all week for the 2024 Republican National Convention. Lester Holt and Savannah Guthrie will anchor that special coverage throughout this week until Thursday. It starts after the interview at 9:30 p.m.
Let's go ahead and take a live look outside right now as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams. On our First Alert weather, Paul, there are air quality concerns.
There are. And in fact, they're primarily for right now until this evening. We have air quality alerts in effect for basically Kent, Newcastle, as well as Sussex. Now, this is talking about, we're at an orange level here. So folks are in South Bethany, Bayville, Fenwick Island, as well as throughout the most southern portion of our viewing area, including Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, and Worcester. we're at an orange level, which means if you have chronic breathing problems in the first place, this is making going outside even worse. Of course, and you combine that with the excessive heat we have. Excessive heat warning, we have watches in effect right now, but there's a warning that goes in effect specifically for Wednesday, where we're looking at 110, possibly 120 as far as the heat index is concerned. Now, here's another look at our air quality. We're looking at it going down with our observation units throughout a good portion of Maryland. We're at green here, but we're barely at green levels for today. So it's still in the midst of all of this as far as air quality being problematic. And a high today of 96 degrees. Guess what, folks? That ties our record that was set in 1993, and it still could go up yet another degree. We'll talk more extensively about the heat that's on the way. But for right now, back to you, Charlie.
And with all the heat, the people are flocking to the beach in an effort to try to stay cool. That includes Ocean City, but it's not all fun and sun for first responders who have to work through the heat. They make sure everybody is having a safe and enjoyable time. In fact, the sergeant of the Ocean City Beach Patrol supplies all of the Ocean City lifeguards with water, making sure they're hydrated so that they can more effectively do the job of watching over all those swimmers, something especially important in the middle of a heat wave.
We have had some heat-related emergencies, and usually that is because of lack of hydration. So, when you're coming to the beach, you want to make sure that you're hydrated before you get to the beach, and while you're here.
The heat wave is expected to last until Wednesday, when the weather will hopefully cool down a little.
And one way to stay safe in Sussex County is by utilizing cooling centers, libraries and offices welcoming people in from the brutal heat. There are 4 cooling stations in Sussex, each one providing air conditioning and free water bottles. People trying to beat the heat at the Georgetown Library say it's an educational opportunity as well as a chance for time out of the sun.
It's wonderful that the libraries are serving as cooling stations, one, to provide that cooling service to the public, but also to get people back into the libraries. So many people are focused on getting their books through private sources. I think it's wonderful to get people, especially kids, back into libraries and really appreciating all that a library has to offer.
A complete list of cooling stations and other tips to stay safe are on our website, CoastTVnews.com.
And one more heat-related story. Do you fish for striped bass? Well, a reminder from the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, that's not allowed in the Chesapeake Bay from July 16th through July 31st. The department says this closure is necessary to protect the species because when water and air temperatures rise in the hottest part of the summer, fish are more vulnerable to dying after being caught and then released.
Google is close to making a really large bet on cybersecurity. The tech giant is nearing its largest acquisition ever. It's a potential $23 billion deal for cybersecurity startup Wiz. Wiz makes cybersecurity software for cloud computing. Google's last major purchase was nearly a decade ago, a $12.5 billion deal for Motorola. This potential deal not finalized yet. And according to sources, it can still fall apart.
Amazon is having their annual sales event, the Prime Day event. It's July 16th and 17th. The 2-day summer sale promises millions of deals from electronics, kitchen appliance to apparel, even beauty products. The vice president of the online retail giant has said Prime Day helps celebrate the value that the site brings to members all year long. According to Amazon, overall customers saved nearly $24 billion last year from deals and coupons. Still to come, take a look at this truck fire. It happened in Dorchester. Stick with us. We're going to tell you how this fire got started.
And I want you to take a look at the staying cool in the heat hints. Listen, a Bermuda high is escalating the heat, and that in turn is crashing the air quality. We'll talk more about both coming up.
How Simone Biles is able to do death-defying stunts. The science behind that is up next.
Dad, I need your help. I am in over my head with this house. I've got buckling floors, doors that won't close, sick kids, and a frustrated wife. Did you call Dry Zone? No, I called the cheaper guys. You've got to call Dry Zone. They're the oldest and the best. Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime with summer savings at Gateway Subaru. Right now, save up to $3,300 on a new 2024 Subaru Outback. Plus, take advantage of great financing rates as low as 0% for 48 months. At Gateway Subaru, we're committed to higher standards, ensuring every journey starts with trust and excellence. Stop by and discover the thrill of the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Designed for the bold, ready for any adventure. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Surface Solutions is a different kind of paving company. We believe that our reputation is more important than how much money we make. If we take care of our customers and ensure they have the best experience possible, financial success will find us. In our business, every job's not profitable, but we understand that going in. Your project will be done the right way no matter the outcome for us. It's all about doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. My best days are when we start with a customer and end with a new friend.
It's whaler season at Taylor Marine Center. Enjoy summer savings on the unsinkable legend, Boston Whaler. Taylor Marine Center has unprecedented inventory, factory incentives, and year-end savings on Montauk's Vantages, the newly designed Dauntless, and the offshore classic Outrage. Taylor Marine Center, with 2 award-winning locations to serve you in Milford, Delaware, and Ocean City, Maryland. Visit Taylor Marine today, your whaler season dealer.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Simone Biles has been astounding fans and competitors with her gymnastics for years, but scientists?
Steve Kornacki considers the science behind things that Biles is able to do that seemingly no other human can.
She is a 4'8" giant. This has been her destiny all along.
Oh my God, that is out of this world. Ever wonder the science behind Simone Biles' gymnastic feats? Simone Biles is capable of gymnastic skills that no other woman has ever even attempted, and she's making them look easy. How? Well, check out this triple twisting double back on floor. This is one of 4 skills that's now named after Biles. She rounds off into a back handspring with enough force to launch herself 10 feet into the air. And remember, she's only 4'8", so this would be like LeBron James launching himself 14.5 feet in the air, or more than a foot higher than the top of the backboard. As soon as Biles is airborne, she will do not 1, not 2, but 3 full twists and 2 backflips to rotate a total of 5 times. That's 1,800 degrees in 2 different directions. And she has about 1 second of hang time to do it in. Biles is also the first and only woman to pull off this Yurchenko double pike. And if you'd like to give this one a try, well, all you got to do is run full speed, tumble, hit the springboard perfectly at 18 miles an hour, then flip 2.5 times while traveling 11 feet high and 10 feet forward before, hopefully, landing on your feet. Oh, and don't forget to smile.
The opening ceremony for the Games is July 26th.
I am so excited for that and to see Simone Biles. And be sure to tune in right here to Coast TV throughout the Olympics because we have your exclusive coverage of the Games. Paul.
Charlie said that's how he gets out of bed. Oh my goodness. I needed that on a hot day. Listen, we're going to be hot in Cambridge. We're going to be hot in... I can just see Charlie flipping out of bed. I'll have your full forecast while I envision that. Wow, Charlie.
When you're obese, you know, right? And you know the world sees you as this. But when you hear that, hey, you need to lose weight, you're like, but how? You feel trapped.
It's intimidating, and it's a really hard decision for the patient to make to proceed with weight loss surgery. Most people don't have enough information about the safety and the effectiveness of weight loss surgery.
I know that I can reach out to any person here at BP and I can get the support that I need.
George went to the hospital with chest pain. They told him it was indigestion, told him to eat healthier, and sent him home. Unfortunately, George was having a heart attack that went undiagnosed until it was too late to save his life. George's family needed to know what happened and why, and they needed justice. They knew who to call, and so do you. If you or a family member have been the victim of a medical mistake, Tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
I love the great outdoors. From indoors, it's a vibe. Do I enjoy being in nature? Do I like looking at it? For sure. So if maintaining forests maintains my happy place, yeah, I'm gonna be a papertarian. Living room? Sanctuary. Bathroom? Sanctuary. Other living room? Well, that's just extra. In America, we have private forests. So when you choose this, the forest people will replenish that. So those outdoor creatures can stay where they belong!
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water, or maybe into some hot water if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-GOLFER, FHFur.com.
Get that new custom saltwater hot tub you've been dreaming of right now during Delaware Hot Tub Company's 4th of July truckload sale. Get up to $1,000 off and 0% for 36 months. Plus a free cover, free steps, free local delivery, and a free startup kit on every brand new custom saltwater hot tub. So come in and order yours today, because once a truck is full, the sale is over. Hot tubs, hotter prices. Shop Delaware Hot Tub Company in Millsboro and Lewis.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
I know it's an old 80s song, but you know what? The heat is on, indeed, and it's going to stay on for the next 2 to 3 days in a row. Dangerously high in some situations that we do have some air quality concerns. So just kind of walk with me as we begin to kind of give you and disseminate this information for you that you will need, particularly if you have chronic breathing problems, okay? So our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, we're holding at 95 degrees right now. We'll drop from 95 down to 88 as the sun goes down, and then we'll have clear skies for the rest of the night. Despite that, we have unusually warm conditions. Air quality is a big concern. Where you see yellow dots, we already have moderate concerns for air quality, going from moderate to perhaps even unhealthy. We're in the green right now with this particular rendition of the maps, but overall we still have air quality alerts that's active for us for tonight until about 11 o'clock along the entire coast, South Bethany, Bayville, Fenwick Island. Also, it reaches from Ocean City and really all of Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, reaches all the way over here towards Coquitlam, Quantico, Mardella Springs, and Bucktown. So that means that if you have chronic breathing problems, it's really going to be difficult for you for the rest of tonight. In tandem with that, we have heat watches, but I'm going to focus on the heat warning. Heat watches in effect. We're hot right now. You feel it. I know you got that. But we're going to step it up to a heat warning on Wednesday, meaning for places like Laurel, Sycamore, Bryan, Store, Bacons, Ward, Gumboro, okay? We're talking about the heat going up to about 115. We had a high of 96 today in Georgetown. That, my friend, ties the record which was set in 1993. That's just how hot we are. We are setting records as we speak. We're at 94 in Milton. Feels like 98 in Redden. Feels like 95 right now in Georgetown. Excuse me, it's 95. Look, it's so high I got confused. I'm going to say that again. The temperatures were 90s. This is the heat index, okay? So it feels like 101 in Milford and Georgetown. It feels like 105 in Redden, and it feels like 109 degrees right now. That's the hot spot in Milton. We tracked it throughout the day. We got up to 117 in Seaford, 103 in Delmarva, 103 for us in Long Neck at one point. And then, if I saw it correctly, that's what I thought. Got up to even 119, 111 in Princess Anne, 107 for Wallops Island. So that's the kind of heat we've been dealing with throughout the day. So once again, as we go into Tuesday, here we go again. Look at this. Once again, pay attention to the orange because that's what it's going to feel like. By 11 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to be at 103 for the heat index in our area. Overall Tuesday, hundreds. Overall Wednesday, 100 to 110s actually, okay? Thursday, we'll get a little bit of a break when it cools down to maybe 97. Now that's a heck of a thing to say. To cool down to 97 will be a break for us. Wednesday evening, we'll see a slice of rain begin to push through going into Thursday morning. And those storms, because we have so much energy in place, we got to watch out for a thunderstorm really turning ugly and possibly dangerous. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. Now, as I focus on the extended forecast, I want to take a little time here to show you something. First of all, I'm calling for a yellow day. This isn't usual for me to do this, but because it's going to be so crazy hot and we're going to be just coming off of the air quality concerns, that's why I'm calling for a unique yellow situation. Wednesday, watching out for the chance of the heat and the thunderstorms meeting together, unfortunately, at the wrong time.
Paul, thank you. New information this evening about a deadly crash in Delmarva. 48-year-old King Donna from Salisbury has been identified as the man that was killed. 3 other people were hurt, minor injuries though. Delaware State Police ask anyone who has seen the crash to please contact authorities.
For anybody in Salisbury who frequents East Locust Street, take a look at your screen. The Salisbury Department of Infrastructure and Development will be working in the area starting tomorrow, July 16th. The city says that road work begins at 8 a.m. Barring any delays, the street should be reopened by 4 p.m.
An electrical fire is to blame for a truck fire in Dorchester County. The fire marshal says a truck owned by Thomas A. Barnett and Sons caught on fire late Sunday night. Officials say the fire started on the dashboard of the truck, causing $40,000 in damage.
Coming up, a post-pregnancy condition and how to fight against it. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Over 14,000 people per day are affected by water damage in their home or business. Even a small leak from a water heater, washer, refrigerator line, or even HVAC drain can cause lasting damage. Response time is critical. Paul Davis has a team of certified experts on call 24/7 to stop the water, mitigate damage, and work directly with your insurance to quickly restore your home or business. If you see peeling paint, stains, mold, or smell a musty odor, call Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
The big Delaware Marine Trades Association Boat Show, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Hudson Fields in Milton. Multiple dealerships, bargain prices, runabouts, fishing boats, pontoons, and more on Route 1 in Milton, Delaware.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the park every Saturday from 8 to noon and at Crooked Hammock Brewery every Wednesday from 8 to 11:30 a.m.
Come to Out in the Light, where your treasure awaits.
Nestled in the heart of America's coolest small town, Out in Delights is not just your average gift shop, but where you can go for extraordinary finds, carrying items such as nautical decor, vintage vinyl, jewelry, holiday decor year-round, souvenirs, and toys. Don't forget to add a little fun to your shopping by checking out Zoltar or our penny crushing machine. Find what delights you at Out in Delights on Main Street in Berlin, across the street from the Mermaid Museum.
The big Delaware Marine Trades Association Boat Show, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Hudson Fields in Milton. Multiple dealerships, bargain prices, runabouts, fishing boats, pontoons, and more on Route 1 in Milton, Delaware.
Son, your house looks and smells great. I finally took your advice, Dad. Dry Zone was professional, fast, and reasonably priced. Just like I said. Yes, Dad. They fixed up our crawl space, so no more buckling, cracking, or musty odors. Like I said. Yes, Dad, like you said. Dry Zone, they're the oldest and the best. Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
It's not a topic that most like to talk about, the discomfort and urinary leaking that many women experience after pregnancy. In tonight's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways to improve symptoms without turning to surgery.
4 weeks after giving birth, Nicole Lukens started feeling pressure in her pelvic area.
It just felt very heavy. And so knowing my body, I knew something wasn't right.
Lukens was diagnosed with a prolapsed bladder, the result of a weakened pelvic floor causing discomfort and leakage. One option was surgery.
I'm thinking that's just not going to happen because surgery means I can't lift my baby afterwards. It's just not going to happen.
Instead, Lukens' doctor referred her to pelvic floor therapy aimed at alleviating symptoms by strengthening those muscles.
This myth that once we've had kids or as we get older, we're just going to start leaking and we'll just lose control of these muscles and it's just gone. is sad, and it's definitely not true.
Tessa Ladd, an occupational therapist with Orlando Health, helped to teach Lukens new ways to breathe and move to support the pelvic floor.
With consistency, with education, with training, you really can regain control of these muscles, and you really can start to learn how to coordinate them and use them so that you don't have pain or leaking or any risk for prolapse.
A lot of it was yoga moves and how I was breathing and stretching.
Now about 9 months postpartum, and Lukens says her doctor is amazed with her progress.
I don't really have very many symptoms at all, but it is something I work on daily.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The therapist says if you are struggling, see a primary care provider to see if pelvic floor therapy might be right for you.
Our sister station, WBOC TV, is celebrating a major milestone tonight, 70 years on the air. WBOC is airing a special broadcast looking back on some of the more newsworthy moments for Delmarva and WBOC. That 70th anniversary special airs tonight at 7. Coming up, American flamingos crossing the pond, but they didn't flap their wings to get to the United Kingdom. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
I think it's finally time. Time for what? Lord Kuiper MVP domination. They definitely need Kuiper in Australia.
Whoa. I love the enthusiasm, but let's start a little closer at home. I think I have some friends in Salisbury that can help us out.
This will do for now.
Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville, and now Salisbury under one roof with That Cabinet Store and Imperial Granite. The Salisbury Design Center, the perfect team for your design dreams.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
Treat yourself to a culinary journey like no other at Benvenuto. Delaware Today named Benvenuto as a 2023 Best of Delaware Dining and Event Restaurant, where the perfect fusion of comfort, exquisite flavors, and a captivating atmosphere awaits you. Our passion for exceptional cuisine shines through every dish as we artfully combine international flavors and fresh, locally sourced ingredients. With stunning spaces and a private room for special occasions, our breathtaking Tuscan design sets the stage for an unforgettable dining experience. Benvenuto Restaurant in Milford.
A zoo in the United Kingdom is very happy about 4 new hatchlings. Look at this, these are baby American flamingos. The Whipsinade Zoo got the eggs from another zoo and hatched them to add genetic diversity to its existing flock. Pretty cool, right? Since they came as eggs with no parents, the zookeepers are raising those flamingo chicks by hand, and that involves feeding them a liquid diet 4 times a day. You can see those little flamingo necks there. Oh, in a few days they'll eat some solid food.
Good for them. They apparently didn't need passports then. Good for them. All right, our Tendo's Casual Furniture in Laurel, we're at 92 degrees. It's going to drop to 87 with clear skies by the 8 o'clock hour. Excessive heat warnings in effect for all of Sussex. Heat advisory in effect for Cambridge, Bucktown, Vienna, and really all the other areas. And we're still keeping a close eye on the possibility of rain. You can be sure to tune into your forecast on our line, sponsored by Baird, Medalist, Brockstead, and Federico. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast.
Well, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.